with three weirdos.
Oh, we're already live.
We're already live. We're already late. I don't like to be legion late. But
What does
all right.
that mean?
Well, Mark likes to let the audience bake for a little bit, and he tends to other stuff while.
No, I didn't know that he did that.
Yeah.
When does he do that? Sunday?
Every single show. James, hello. Chop, hello. All right.
What are we doing?
This stream for me, I think, is more about information about card collecting. All right, because Tyler,
me and Roscoe have that information.
Well, listen, we talk at least 15 times a day about cards, you and I. And I asked you who should be on this show. First, you said TM, and I'm like, no, not TM. Let's get the other guy. And then we picked Roscoe.
Still repping him. Well, I appreciate. I know that. No lie. Like a year and a half ago, we talked about doing a sport. Like we wanted to do like
a sports
show. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. And I guess inevitably that sports has got to weave its way into a conversation about sports cards. So I'm just getting back into basketball cards. You know what? I'm actually going to throw this out there because I don't know how qualified you two are. So I'm going to open it up to other people. Like I know Jim. Jim is here.
Hallmark cards.
You should just change your YouTube name to like Nick's Indecisiveness.
Why?
This and that with Nick.
This or that.
Because you never do shoes. You're not doing shoes or comics.
Shoes is way too hard. I think there are
Nick's random bullshit.
I think we're averaging one shoe unveil per year. So,
and you've done how many cards in the last week?
Yeah, I've racked them all. All those are shorts. But I'm trying to find out. Like for me, this is pretty brand new. So, like, what's the transition between not male and female, but between collecting comics, collecting cards? Are there any crossover? Like, what do you guys have interest in? Like, how do you guys collect? What's your main part? So.
I mean, there's a ton of crossover just in terms of collecting. I mean, from slabs to raw. I mean, price differences from slabs to raw, just like comic books.
But it's different though, and I want to ask this question. And I guess we'll get into this a little bit later. What's up, Ryan? 23 Mach. Hello. Dale, hello. What would you rather have? Would you rather have a PSA 10 Halliburton 1 of 1, or would you rather have an Invincible number 1 9.8?
Yeah, I mean, when it comes to like cards and money and comics and money, there's a lot more money in sports cards. Like not even close. Maybe 1,000 times more might be underselling it.
Yeah, I agree and disagree with you.
No,
there was a period. Come on, wasn't there a period where there was like 8 million baseball cards out there and people started dumping them? I want to say it was like early 90s.
Same time with the comic. Yep, the 90s.
I mean, it was they just started dumping them. I remember seeing a video where a guy was, I want to say he was up in Michigan, and he found like a whole warehouse pallet full of baseball cards. And he was like, well, these are worthless. And I was like, how can they be worthless? But there's so many of them.
Yeah, they overprinted them just like they overprinted comics. Actually, at the same time, right?
Right.
Yeah, just
right.
In the 90s.
Now we have to talk like the two holy grails of sports card collecting. You would have to say are the Mickey Mantle rookie card, right?
It's the 52 Mantle is the holy grail.
That's
Yeah,
the holy
right.
grail. We're talking that's a $6 million card.
Yeah.
No, the most expensive Mantle, which has never been to auction, is the 10, and that's supposedly worth 50 million.
Yeah, that's got to be easy.
And you can look it up
Make
on
your own
YouTube.
price
The guy
tag.
that collects them, it's crazy.
It's like when you get a one of one, basically, because there's no other price to even, go off of, really, and you make your own price.
So that does happen in real life. My neighbor behind me was taking his daughter to visit colleges, and he went to Clemson. And while they were that morning, he just got up and drove around and found a flea market. And he just walked around the flea market, and the lady had a box full of cards, like a paper box. What I mean, like what you get reams of paper in. It was just a bunch of cards in them, random cards. And he said, "How much for the box?" And she said $20. And so he gave her $20. So he starts going through them just to kill time. He ended up having a set of the this is where my Alzheimer's kicks in, of the Orioles third baseman
Cal
Ripken, but it was limited. It was he posted one up of the set up on eBay, and a guy messaged him and said he would give him $2,000 to put it down now. And this guy was a doctor in Texas that was looking for that set. And he said, I think we're going to leave it up, because he had already gotten bids for $1,600, and he knew he had something good. And so finally he just let the auction run, and he made I want to say over $3,000.
Wow.
And that can happen, but it was a limited set. Like Roscoe said, they didn't make them. That set was it. And he wanted them because he knew how valuable they were.
All right, but what I'm saying is, I guess there are comparisons to modern cards and old time cards, just the different ages in comics. I think cards nowadays, people tend to forget what a person has been doing, and they're on to the next thing, and I think that could decrease. I mean, look at Shaq's rookie. Is Shaq's rookie an expensive card right now?
No. It's because that was in the bad era, though.
Like a Penny Hardaway card, for that matter. I mean, all that during that same time. They probably made 1 billion of them. Michael
Jordan's rookie card. What is that? At a 10, that's what? $20,000 card?
I thought it was over 150, right? Maybe 200.
Was it over 100 for that, for the 10?
Yeah, I'm pretty sure it is.
Because there's a lot of sets coming out now. I mean, a lot more since cards hit in the boom with the pandemic.
Right.
Cards started coming back. A lot of people started going through those decks, and they had them just sitting there, just sandwiched. And I mean, I don't know. I mean,
Hoarder's Hide sent in some cards. He said, I remember, I don't know if you go back and look at his channel, he sent in some cards to a specific grading company, which I thought was interesting. I mean, they didn't come back the way he wanted, but I'm pretty sure I remember him sending in some Jordan cards. And I mean, the grades weren't what he wanted, but he was willing to put that money in because they have value, at least to him anyway.
This is the other thing to me. When it comes to grading cards, especially new ones, it's got to be a 10, much like the comics got to be a 9.8.
Correct.
Yeah.
All right. From what I see, if it's a 9, you're essentially breaking even. That's the same price as a raw card.
And that's bonkers to me.
Give me a second.
Yeah, I agree.
But
comics.
I don't own any graded cards. I don't even know where you get those things.
But for me, grading cards, it makes sense, especially for ones that I've had. Like for me, I've got Sean Kemp is my guy. So I got
Rain Man.
Yeah. There
No,
you
I'd rather
go.
just grade it because I know nothing's gonna happen. It's like the top load is okay, but I'd rather just grade it and be able to mount it like that and have it look nice.
Well, and real quick, Nick, I just want to say what Digger Jim was saying too, about Hoarders Hide Scott over there. Even though the same grades, like how you just said, with the nostalgia that that nostalgia too is a real son of a bitch too in cards,
Yeah.
especially with comics. But I mean, like when I was a kid, there's cards that like, me, I like the weird, and so I'm going back and I'm trying to find remember, I don't know if you guys remember, but Halloween they did these Coca-Cola NFL crossovers where players were dressed as they were dressed up, Randall Cunningham was a Rocket Man, and he was like dressed as like a giant rocket guy. Emmett
Oh,
Smith
cool.
was like some like Frozen guy type thing. And so actually, I have some around here, but I'm just saying, like, nostalgia can really hit you with cards too, especially like same as comics, like how we were talking about how it can compare. So nostalgia is a big one for me.
So
But
Nick,
go ahead. Sorry, Nick, if you want to
keep
share
going,
something.
keep going, keep going.
All right, so let's go this way, and we'll go around the horn. We'll start with you, Roscoe. Well, I'll tell you a little bit about my card collecting career. I really haven't collected cards since I guess around 93, 94, around Shaq's biggest collection. All we know is when Shaq was a rookie. I find that like when the next big, huge generational talent comes around, that's when I want to collect again. Like the last time I actually collected cards was LeBron.
Right.
But I'm not going as crazy now. Well, then as I am now.
Yeah, I was gonna say you're.
I guess like this card I got the year it came out. He retired.
The baseball. Yeah.
A lot of the Sean Kemp cards I got. But back then, there were no graded cards. Numbered cards weren't really a big thing, even though there were some. And now it's just berserk.
Yeah, the numbered cards thing is.
Yeah,
I try not to fall into it because it's so dumb. I mean, it's the same thing as like getting an exclusive that's limited to 100 print run, right? It's kind of like that. I don't know, maybe not exactly like that, but
Iggy, if that's the case, there you go.
Where you been?
And like all the cards I've essentially had in a binder since like the early 90s.
Yeah.
But like all these Sean Kemp cards I've got. So that's my thing now. And Tyler has been, for me, collecting in general will always be about, getting the players I want, getting the cards I want, and also the ability to make money. I like to gamble in.
See, I don't care about that part. I mean,
yeah,
because I wouldn't even know who to send them to.
I haven't sold any yet.
I mean, like you have to put them up on eBay, and then to grade or not to grade, it goes back into the same thing as comics. I mean, if I get a really nice card that I like and I think it's great, and then I put it out there and get it graded, and it comes back a 10 or whatever, and I put it on eBay, I have no idea what the value of cards are. But
it's tough.
I also don't look at it that way.
But yeah, for the most part, yeah, I see that. But for me to have the hobby fund itself, like I have no problem buying a box and getting up and taking a gamble. Whereas Tyler is the guy to just buy the cards he wants, right?
Right.
Yeah. I don't like buying boxes really. I've bought a couple,
but I wouldn't spend $1,100 in the first week when this card drops.
Yeah.
I wouldn't do it. I wouldn't spend $100 on this card. Now these have dropped somewhat, but that for some reason, like I can't do that.
Yeah.
No,
But
I could never do that.
Had I had the money, I would say, yeah, you know what? Let me spend 15,000 on this case and let's see what happens.
Yeah. I mean, I just, I don't know. I mean, so my other thing is I'm in a different niche from you guys because I'm all about the British Premier League soccer team. You know, that's on Saturdays. That's what I do. In the morning, I'm the first one up. I get that 7 o'clock game going. Get a nice cup of coffee, and my team is Arsenal. So I'm looking every pack rip you see on YouTube that I do. I'm looking for an Arsenal card. I mean, the other guys, I know some players that I like from other teams. But you know, when my wife went to England, she came back with a ton of cards.
Mhm.
And I was like, great, this is going to be fun opening them up, you know, and I've had a blast. I finally got the card I wanted. It was this guy. I've got a jersey. She bought me a jersey when she was over there. This guy, Martin Odegaard, he's probably one of the best players on our team. And I got a card that I wanted. I also got a Saka card. He's probably our best scorer. And, you know, my camera's never going to do it justice. And I got a lot of the players on the team. So I'm very happy with what I've ripped so far. Now
do you
She bought-
yeah, I bought my first football box the other day too.
so
Do you buy them? Is that like something you pick up in a
What?
store?
this thing, she came back from England with this. And I mean, it's huge. It's got all the teams and, you know, there are packs inside here. But this is the 2024. Everything I've been ripping up till now has been the 2023. So these are a newer set. So I'm even more excited to get into those. But, you know, when I went down to during Christmas time, was down in Richmond, I was like, bro, I need some stuff. I need, like, you know, card protectors. And so we went to a shop because he knew my nephew collects baseball cards. And he's like, you know, Uncle Jimmy, I'm going to take you to my shop. And so I bought some protection for him and everything. And I love it. I think it's great.
All right. Now, do you sleeve and card protect everything, or do you just sleeve everything up? Like, I'm still learning too about what.
Oh, well,
how-
see, and that was what I was going to ask you guys. So somebody I saw doing it where they put, so like I put it in the little penny sleeve, and then but mostly they're just going to be the cards that I want. I don't. I'll penny sleeve all the cards, but not necessarily put the protective, whatever you call that. What do you call that? The
top loader.
top loader. Yeah, I don't top load every single card. You know, I could, I guess, but what's the point? I only. So.
All right. So Roscoe, let's start with let's get back to you. Like how long have you been collecting? Like what's your whole thing about the hobby?
All right. So like I told you, you know, I'm all over the place with cards. I started back up when I like around 2021, I want to say.
Oh, so in the boom too.
Yeah, that's big time.
But I mean, but I collected all the time in the 90s, like a son of a bee, you know?
Yeah.
And so but you know, I lost a lot of those cards and stuff. So there's a card shop that opened up the next town over, and he's just got like boxes and boxes, and he's just like, yeah, everything in these boxes are $1. You know, so you know, but like I went with my buddies, so I got them now into it, you know, so now we're like, you know, so we go there, and so now they got like books with the you know, with the pages and stuff, and they're going nuts, you know. So anyway, so getting into what I collect, I mean, I like the weird. So let's start off with something weird that I found, and that is an MC Hammer. It's a Pro Set Superstars MC Hammer.
That's too legit to quit.
Right? I mean, so yeah, and it's like a legit card. Like it's so
stats and everything. There you go.
yeah, right. And then you got to give some love to my man Neil Adams, who did these cards like in 1994. Shout out to Detroit Lions.
Wow.
Cool Barry Sanders. Just recently got that out of the dollar thing, so but this is a Neil Adams. Neil Adams did a bunch of different players around in the 90s where he was drawing like some rookies and some vets and stuff. So if you can get your hands on some of these, it's really dope. But this crosses over in the comic book world. But again, like I said,
that's
Neil
cool.
Adams.
I feel like that should be more than $1 though.
Oh, it's definitely more than $1. But like I said, these guys they're buying collections. Like people are just trying to sell cards. So I don't even think they're really going through it all. They're just kind of going like, okay, yeah, whatever,
Right.
because I'm gonna show you some other cards that I got through there. That's crazy. But again, here we go. I got one of these guys here. My man, Super Pro.
Super Pro. Oh my God. Does Bearded Comic Bro know you have that?
He actually has a graded copy of this.
Does he really?
Yeah, I found this for $1. It's a real clean copy, so I think I may send this to actually get graded. But yeah, I found that in there. But again, like I said, I love but I also like sports, right? So Nick, here we go, bro. Got my man Brunson.
There you go.
That was in the dollar bin, but it's his first New York Knicks. So grab one of those, and then
that's a card I'm thinking about too.
Found this in the dollar. This is Santa Claus.
Nice.
This was
That's
around
dope.
Christmas, so of course I picked that up. Here's some sticking with the Christmas theme. Here's Todd McFarlane. Santa Todd, and got the little spawn thing there. Right.
I did not know these existed.
Me either. Did he draw that?
Yeah. Yep. This is a Todd McFarlane. Yeah. McFarlane up there. See?
That's crazy.
Brian wants to know no Prison Mike cards, Roscoe.
Hey, if there was, let me tell you. But again, like I said, some weird. All right, you want to see another? This is Rob Liefeld's Santa card.
Well, that looks right.
So did this come with one wizard, or did they do that yearly?
I got these out of the dollar thing.
Okay.
But I think they came with Wizard, like the Christmas special.
Yeah, I think
must
they did
have.
too.
But these are dope, right? I mean, these.
Yeah, I've never seen them before, but
Yeah. Oh, you want a real funny one? Here you go. You ready for this? This is a shout out to Tyler here.
yeah.
Who's got a Steve Urkel rookie card? Does anyone have that?
Ugh.
You're the only one.
They had about 20 of these in a row. Like literally just like 20 of this card. I was just like, well, I gotta get one.
So Roscoe, for you, the weirder the better. If it happens to
nostalgic, weird. Yeah. I mean, hello, nurse.
Yeah.
A little bit of foily goodness too.
Yeah, right. Here's a cool sports one I got. This is a shout out to my man Frank Thomas, Big Hurt. It's an homage to his rookie card, but it's one of those
nice.
artsy cards. Have you guys ever seen those before?
They're I've seen those. I like the Griffey ones a lot.
Yeah, right. But yeah, so I got the Frank Thomas only because when I was a kid, he was the first base, and I played first base, and my glove was a Frank Thomas, Big Hurt, first baseman's mitt.
Sure.
So, I had this card growing up. So when I saw this, and the guy was like, "Oh yeah, it's $2." I'm like, this case costs $2. It's in one of these big, thick monster jams. I was like, all right, cool. So
Yeah,
Yeah, that's the
yeah,
deal.
that's cool.
I didn't see a bottle of Nugenics on that card though.
What?
A bottle of Nugenics.
Oh, here's a
Oh.
this one. I got Wolverine,
Right?
and then oh, this is cool. I'm a Giants fan, so I like Brandon Jacobs, but I was like, oh, okay, but it's a Bazooka gum card,
Mm-hmm.
like one of those Bazooka Joe like
Bazooka
things.
stats. Yeah, sure.
Yeah, I like those.
I thought that was cool. Oh, here's another Neil Adams, by the way, Dan Wilkinson.
Wow.
Dan Big Daddy Wilkinson. He got drafted.
Those
at
are
Ohio
awesome.
State. If there's knows, he knows. But those are a couple. I mean, I have a ton of cool cards, but I only have. Oh, here's one. Here, I'll show this one real quick. I showed this on Remy's channel, I believe, or someone's before, but I don't know if anyone's got this card here. Little Roscoe action.
I need. Is that a 101?
That's a one of one. It's got to be. Did Mama Roscoe get those made for you?
It's true. Yeah. Yep.
I
You gotta get your picture taken, and
Wow.
but
You shaved
anyway,
for that
yeah.
picture.
So, oh,
You saved for that picture.
here it is, right here. By the way,
Oh yeah, the real one.
there's the real one.
Mhm.
Oh, I got one of those monster cards. You want to see one of those I was talking about earlier?
Yeah.
Yeah, I got a. Yeah, they're gridiron. Oh, there's some. Oh man, that's funny. Okay. There's a Jordan.
Do you still find yourself like? Do you still buy packs, or you look specifically for like singles? Weird singles.
A lot of weird singles, but there is a thrill of opening a pack and getting something. So I do both, but yeah, Gridiron Monsters, Daymare. Yep, these were freaking
Daymare
awesome.
knows his stuff, man.
Yeah,
He's who
right?
you need on
Daymare,
here.
yeah, get
You
on
need
here.
to get on here.
Daymare's is all about comics.
Oh, here's one.
Records, I think.
This takes me back to my childhood. Kansas City Chiefs. I was a huge Derek Thomas fan because growing up, Lawrence Taylor was ending his career, you
Right.
know, and so I'm like, but then this guy came out of nowhere and he was just as big as a monster, as almost not, I'm not saying he is. Lawrence Taylor's on a whole nother level, but
Yeah.
the guy that was getting close. If he didn't,
Right.
he would have
He
just
was in
put
the
his
game.
seatbelt on.
Hey, Christian Okoye was in that team too, wasn't he?
Oh, I don't know. I remember Neil Smith.
Yeah.
Big Neil Smith was big nose thing. He put a thing on his nose. But oh, here's one more. I'll show you this one more. Here's the hyena. This is anyone remember Hardy Nickerson from the Tampa Bay there he is as a hyena. Isn't that wicked? These are I wish you could see.
Crazy they got people to do that though.
Dude, I mean, they got some big stars too. Like there's an Emmitt Smith, and there's like I showed you Randall Cunningham. Some of the '90s players that got some of these guys, and you're like, I mean, this is full get up. Like, what is it like? That's like movie-esque. But anyway,
that's some
nutty
stuff.
But yeah, so my bad. Keep going.
For me, when the two hobbies kind of bleed together, that's kind of cool. So like this Luca card that Tyler put me onto.
Yeah,
I
I'm
did
geeking
not
out
know
over here.
A couple of other cards, that look like comic book covers. Tyler may have gotten one or two of those in the mail recently.
I haven't opened it yet. I tried to upload the pre-video, but it said it was blocked in all countries, so I don't know why.
But thankfully, I have the intro you sent into the chat the other day. Let's play that.
Yeah.
All right. How about you, Tyler?
Why am I big?
Because we're going to ask you how you collect, how long you've been collecting, what you collect, what your thought process is on collecting
That's a lot
cards.
of questions. I started collecting as a kid during the worst time to collect in the history of collecting because all of my old cards are steroid users.
Nice.
My favorite player was Sammy Sosa, and my
Sosa.
second favorite player was Alex Rodriguez.
Oh my god.
So terrible. And then my
Yeah.
dad used to buy me like old packs that I didn't know the players for like 50 cents at an old card shop, and he would tell me about the players. And I liked that, but like those are no good either because they're not good cards or anything. So all of my like childhood cards are worthless.
And
Nice.
nowadays, like, what do you do? I know you like to buy singles mostly.
Yeah, I basically buy singles. I don't like to open because, like Daymares was saying, the return on investment, and I don't like to sell anyway. So it's like I'm getting all these cards, and maybe I'll get a couple I really like,
Right.
but I'm not going to sell them.
Right.
So I'd rather just go buy the single card.
Right. So
Yeah,
to me, that just, but it's fun. It's fun. You got to have fun with it. What's the point?
Yeah, I do sometimes, but I like to just get, I don't know, I collect vintage and modern. LeBron, some of my favorite players like Pete Rose and Nolan Ryan.
Oh yeah, Nolan Ryan.
I saw one today. I think in that video that I sent you guys, it might have been one earlier, but some guy pulled a 101 Nolan Ryan with one of the bats he cracked. And it was signed. You know, so I don't know. And I go through cards, and I start to build a little Tyler pile also. Like I got Halliburton here.
He's a beast.
I got Larry Bird.
Oh, Larry Legend.
His favorite player, Dylan Brooks.
Oh,
and another one of his favorite players, Josh Giddey. So anytime I come across one of those cards,
Thank you. I've been looking for all of those.
And I put the LeBron cards in there also.
That's funny.
I want to see Dylan Brooks just fight Draymond. That's it. That's all I want to see. It's just a fist fight between those two guys.
So like I'm always shocked at Nick at different people when you talk to them about these soccer cards, and you know I'm thinking, God, I'm the only one out here. And then like
you got Phil. Phil's true.
Yeah, Phil likes the women though. Phil's all about the women U.S. women's team, which ain't a bad thing. But you know, I don't really watch them that much. I think I've watched one game in a long time. But you know. Chris is a big Chris likes the same team I do. He's always saying the Gunners. Who else? There was somebody else. God, cool. Why am I terrible tonight with the names? Cool, calm, collected.
Ruby
G. He's a huge West Ham fan, so I'm probably gonna end up mailing these to him because West Ham I can't stand. And they're like that. You know what they are? They're the team that like they come out of nowhere and beat like the top level team, and then they do stuff like they did today. They just lost to a lower level team. It was like a major league team losing to like a AAA team in a tournament, and they were just like, we lost. Oh well, and that drives me insane.
I was rooting for West Ham when I was watching that Amazon series about them.
Oh, yeah.
You mean, I like Wrexham.
And Wrexham.
Wrexham is another good one.
In Ted Lasso, West Ham was the devil, though.
We all can't beat Ted Lasso.
Yeah. So.
But I've even started ordering them off, like now singles too. I'm trying to figure out what's better to buy and trying to decide how to buy stuff. Like Raw, I have actually like grading cards in it too, is like a pain in the neck. But this is another one that I bought.
Why is it a pain in the neck? I think it's like easy as hell to grade cards.
No, because you have to take things into account like centering.
Yep.
You have to take, you got to look on surface.
Well, yeah.
So many more things. I think.
Yeah, you think that a card is going to be good, and then all of a sudden it's like no, it's like such a minor detail.
Yeah, I wouldn't even know the first thing about grading a card and I'm okay with it because that's probably not anything I'm ever going to spend my money on. I'm fine with them sitting in these little top loaders, collecting, that way.
There you
Though
go.
I will say, when we went to Baltimore 2 years ago, somebody had graded like comic book cards. That's the first time I'd ever seen them. I thought that I wouldn't mind buying a couple of those, but they have to be
those look great
by the right artist and who I want and all that stuff. So I get picky with that.
It's funny talking to you guys about collecting cards just because you guys just collect fun cards. Because I know me and Nick, or at least I do, I watch a lot of these like high-end collecting people
Sure.
who are they're fucking stupid. So like
all right, so explain that. Explain.
Well,
what
there's a lot of reasons they're fucking stupid, but most of them are just idiots. But the example I'll give is they'll talk about cards that go way up and down in value, and it's always based on like who's starting, who got injured. Like the best player of all time can get injured and his card prices get cut in half. It's like that's stupid.
But that's just like comics. I mean, oh my God,
it's insane.
They just got a movie that came out. A $2 book now is worth $25.
It's like people shut their brains off though and just buy and sell for no reason. Like when Aaron Rodgers got hurt, Zach Wilson cards like 10 times than value because he started the next week. It's like people forgot what he was as a quarterback, and then he played, and all those cards went up from like $10 cards to $300 cards, went back to $10 in a week or two.
Right.
Like you guys are literally fucking stupid. That is insane to me. The other reason is because people buy like $1,000 box and pull out like $45 in value, and they'll just do it over and over and over again, hoping to hit that one card. Like, man, you guys are insane. Like, you just have so much money you don't know what to do with, or what?
See, the thing about I've been watching a lot of card rip YouTube, and it's so repetitive and so negative that I really have to turn the sound off.
Yeah.
Because it's like, oh, this pack sucked because I didn't get a 101. Like, what do you expect?
It really is.
What do you expect?
Like, that's the game you're playing, you idiot.
Now, clearly, I'm not ripping them right because I'll go like this. I'll be. If you look at one of mine, it's like, okay, I got this guy, or I'll have the camera right there, and I'll say, oh, it's so and so plays for this team. Oh, he sucks. Oh, this guy's amazing. But it's all my opinion. It's not. It. All this is opinion. It's nothing else but that. I mean, it's what you're willing to pay for. If I had this Alan Shearing card, and you're like a huge Newcastle fan, you're going to be like, how much you want for that card? Because he's a freaking legend. I mean, they don't have too many of them in Newcastle, so that's why he's on the card. I mean, because they don't have a lot of legends in Newcastle, but somebody's liable to go, damn, I really want that. I don't have that. Yeah. Especially if they live here, and that's who they follow.
So like my thing now is like if I find like real cheap slabs like for Luca that are like $25, $25, I'll just buy them because literally it costs that much to grade. And I mean, this is what's different about this is it. You don't have to worry about reading it again. You don't have to. I mean, you can do exactly the same.
So is that what it costs to grade, Nick? Is about $25 a card?
About $25, and that it takes like 2 months, I think, for PSA now. Like the top three graders, and you guys correct me if I'm wrong. PSA is the top when it comes to is like the CGC.
Yep. Okay, exactly.
Mm-hmm.
Right. So you expect long turnaround times, but you also expect the PSA to be their grade to be valued more than like a Beckett or an SGC.
I also think that's stupid. I think they're the least consistent grading company. and their slabs are by far the worst slabs.
Right. And there's so many other companies. Right. There's so many other companies with better ideas. Like I saw this one that called transparent grading, I think it's called.
Mm-hmm.
And they tell you why you got the grades you got.
Yeah.
like Grader's Notes.
Here's your boy Luca.
See, so there you go. And I collect him, like all the guys that I collect. Like for me, I've been high on this guy, Jamie Jaquez Jr. I like his game
From the Heat.
from the Heat. Yeah, Luca, I like his game. Like the old school guys too, I'll collect. But what gets me is like I'll watch the YouTube videos for these guys, and they don't even know how to pronounce these characters. The players' names. It's like, what are you in this?
They collect cards and they don't even know what they're talking about. Like,
No,
have
I'm
they ever
terrible at
watched the
names.
game?
Dude, I'm terrible at names.
It's different. I think there are people that are terrible at names, and then there's people who don't watch sports that collect cards. That's the difference.
Just for the sake of collecting cards.
Yeah, it's weird.
So there was what was weird is I was doing one video and I got corrected like big time on IG because I said the guy's name was Denny Alley, and it's Deli. What did I say? Daniel Lahi is what I said, and it's Deli Ali, and then the Daniel Ali is a poker player that I had been watching that morning, and I said his name by accident, and this guy was like, "You got that name all messed up." Laugh, putting all these emojis in, and I was like, "Whatever, dude." He sucks. He plays in Turkey now. Nobody wanted him, and he plays in freaking Turkey. That's like being banished, to the worst.
But I mean, the history. You know the history of, the player, the team. It's just different.
Oh yeah. I mean, when I see them, I know it's just hard to say their names. I mean, some of these guys that play on soccer, I don't know where they get them, but I can't say that name. And I even say it when I'm doing the rip. I'm like, yep, don't know how to say that name. I just don't.
Well, I have two things to say from the last two conversations. First off, grading and also a crazy name. So I got this out of a pack. I bought a pack and I actually got this card, and it's a Tua Viola, whatever he says his name. How you say?
Yeah, Tua.
You said it perfect. You said it perfect.
Tiger Viola.
So I got this card, right, and it's an autograph.
Oh, nice.
It's not on card. It's the sticker or whatever.
Yeah,
but it's numbered to 49. Right. So this is number 24 out of 49, right? Autographed to a rookie card, and I was like, man, I should get. I talked to this guy and the guy that was ripping cards on Instagram, and he goes, "Hey, we have a company that cleans and sends it in to get graded. You definitely have a 9, if not a 9, a 10." And I was like, "Okay." And he sends me pictures, and he's like, so I'm like, "Okay, cool." I'm like, "All right, how much is it for everything?" So it came out to like 27 and change or whatever. I don't know. So I was like, "All right, cool. Whatever. Yeah, do it. Why not?" And it came back. And it came back a freaking 7. A 7. Now, there's nothing wrong with this card. Nothing. I mean, right, so and then I was like,
in your eyes, nothing is wrong, right? Like, but are you checking centering? Are you checking surface, corners?
Absolutely. Yeah, you definitely.
But you see people crack those and get 10s too. Like, it's not like comic books where they might be off a 9.2 and it's a 9.6. I mean, it's not close with cards. They will miss bad.
So then I thought, I looked it up, and then they're like, sometimes if it's signed and the whole signature is not on the sticker or something, they'll actually take off. And I was like, what? But the whole signature's there. I don't. So and then you go and
that's not true. I've seen
give you this
tons
code,
of 10s like that.
They're like, hey, check it out. Try this code, and nothing. Doesn't tell me nothing. Sorry, it's just a 7.
Yeah, they're the CGC of grading.
Yep. Horrible.
Yeah,
horrible. I mean, this is a card. It's ridiculous.
I like SGC, but PSA gets like I wish I knew the exact numbers, like 30,000 cards a month, where SGC and CGC and Beckett get like 3,000 a month. It's seriously so much more. So they just fly through cards. They don't even give a shit.
I don't think they have the worst slabs though. I don't really like Beckett's slabs.
I don't like Beckett's either, but they feel like good slabs. I think I could crack a PSA slab with one hand just squeezing it. It's so flimsy.
So this is Beckett.
Yeah,
And
I
I'm
don't
not
like
sure
Beckett's
they
slab
cost.
either,
I
but
don't like
What is it
Beckett's
that you
slab.
don't like about it?
the PSA slab, it feels cheap.
No,
Well,
that's the Beckett slab.
This it's
Oh,
not
the-
pretty. It's like it's way blocky and
It's
it's
super blocky and bulky, and
right. And it's not even like the labels aren't even pretty to look at.
Okay.
no,
They're
and
not
they're
pretty.
like paper. It looks like it's metal, but it's actually like really shitty paper when you look at it.
So now this is the other one I consider. This is an SGC slab,
Oh, I like that one.
right?
Yeah,
They call this.
that's my
they call
favorite
this
one.
the tuxedo.
Yeah. Is that
Yeah.
more expensive?
No, oddly
Oh.
enough, it's $15, and the turnaround time is 2 weeks, from what I understand.
Yep.
I'd just throw it in there then. That's where I'd go right there. Put that
just
foil up in
submitted-
there. Look how nice that looks.
Yeah, I just
They,
submitted.
they
5
do specials too, where it's like $9 a card sometimes.
That golden baller card up in there that's foily.
Oh yeah, that'd look real nice in
You
there.
know?
And
this
a lot of
one-
people use vintage cards in SGC as well. I think they
Super
look the nicest
Defender
in there.
foily. I mean, hell yeah. I might
Yeah,
Look at the label compared to the SGC and PSA. I mean, it is light years different.
All right. So that's SGC.
Yeah.
And it's $15, and the turnaround time is about 2 weeks. I just submitted 5 cards this past weekend, so we'll see what the turnaround time is. I don't have any CGC slabs. I didn't even know they did sports cards. I thought
I
they
didn't
just
either.
did.
Yeah, they do.
Pokemon.
They're not. It's called CSG, Certified Sports Grading, but they're not super known for their sports card. They're more Pokemon.
Do you have any graded Pokemon there, Tom?
I do. I always do.
But like this card, this is actually
Let's
a
see.
sticker,
Mm-hmm.
9.5. Even though I'm tempted to keep it.
That's not bad.
PS
looking.
PSA doesn't do 9.5s. They do either 9s or 10s. So my whole purpose for this one is to crack it and submit it to PSA and hope for a 10.
Yeah.
So now I don't know. Also, too, like if there's pressing I can do on a card. I know there are little tools that you can use.
Yeah, you can. I don't know how, but I've seen it.
Straighten corners out. They say for the most part it's just microfiber. You have to check centering. I'm waiting on a centering tool. And I don't know if they take curve into effect.
No, curve is part of those cards.
Yeah, because all of the new modern chromium or
Yeah. Yeah,
cards
that
are
doesn't
all,
matter.
they all got like a bend to them. So, but seeing it's weird too. Is like I don't have any desire to go back and spend money on boxes for previous years. I think I'm just going to focus on 23, 24. And a lot of them now are just dropping. Like a lot of this one Wembenyama I got. These Wembenyama cards are coming from obviously the 23-24 set. But up until now, they only had like the base ones, like for NBA Hoop. But
Yeah, I've got that one. I want to get the Prism one.
boxes are so freaking expensive. Like this Prism box that's coming out, which are these cards. Walmart's been dropping them in smaller boxes, and you have limited options on what you can get. But when the hobby boxes come out, they're between $900 and $1,000 a piece.
Yeah, I don't.
Wow.
That's insane.
Yeah, I don't think I love cards at that level. I just don't. I barely love comics at that level.
Yeah,
It just, I like. I think for me, my collecting is it's like Tyler was saying, it's all over the place. But
have
it's
you been
whatever I feel like.
It
So,
doesn't
like, I
sound
bought
all,
this.
it sounds like what you watch.
I
You
love
like what
that.
you watch.
$15 at Steel City Con. I bought it like 3 years ago, and it's this, Nick. I mean, come on, you know what this is.
I gotta get
And
the football one.
I know, right? I wish the guy had the football one. I would have definitely got that. Do you know how much Brother John and I fought over this? Like, who's playing it? And you know, the worst part about this damn game is when you hit a home run, it went batshit. And you know, my mother would come in there going, "Go to bed, cut that damn thing off, go to bed." And that's what I remember. Is then I would pass it to John, and he'd play with it, and he'd hit a home run. He'd be like, she'd scream, "Don't make me come and tell you to go to bed again. I'm taking that thing away." But this was fun. I had to have it. $15 all day long. That's my collecting. I buy shit that I like.
Yeah. So I mean,
Right here.
That's the way it should be.
$50. You know why I bought it? Lost in Space. Do you know how many times Brother John and I want to watch Lost in Space?
Danger.
It was perfect. Hell yeah.
Danger, Will Robinson.
And it says it. I'm gonna buy it.
That's cool.
I thought when Nick put his hand
I thought
over
Nick
his
was
mouth-
saying it too.
Yeah, I was like, Danger, Will Robinson.
so for the most part, I mean, I'm gonna stick to it's just learning about stuff. You know,
Yeah.
like I didn't want to buy football, but watching football this weekend. This is the other point I wanted to touch on. Like, you can really tell how small a part comic book collecting is as compared to sports cards. Because
What do you
I'll go into Walmart now, like to look for these cards.
Yeah.
Good luck.
Every guy I see, to me, is potential competition now looking for those cards. It was 15 degrees this morning here in Texas, and I dropped the kid off at school, and I had to go to Walmart for something. I said, you know what? While I'm here, let me go look at the cards, see what's that. Literally, there was a guy there already looking to see if they had dropped other cards. I went in there the other night, and there was a wife FaceTiming with her husband looking for cards.
Is this what you want, honey? Yeah.
So it's so much more competition for sports
There's another
cards.
man here. He's looking at the cards too. Tell me what you want.
So I guess
Yeah,
the
I
thrill
just
of the
don't. Yeah. And see, I can't find these. I can't find these around where I live. So when she bought this, I was like, hell yeah, woman.
Yeah, I went into Target today. I saw some soccer cards, some Premier League cards, and I thought about you.
I was like, yeah. I mean, occasionally I find a pack here and there at Target, but that's the only place. I've never seen them at Walmart. And I just don't.
Women's at Walmart.
I don't. Yeah, I mean, yeah, and I don't think I care enough about the baseball cards. If I was going to collect again, it would be football for sure, 100%. Like if I was going to collect sports cards, like American sports, it's going to be football for me.
Yeah. So I bought a box this weekend looking for a Puka card.
Oh,
Like, this guy's pretty cool.
Yeah. Because I watch more football than I do baseball, and that's what I collected when I was a kid. All those cards got thrown out. You hear those stories about, you know, oh, my parents threw my comics out. I had every one of these. These aren't mine. These are actually my wife's. Remember these Star Wars cards? I had every one of them. I had every color, the entire thing, and my mother chucked it.
I still have unopened packs somewhere.
Yeah, she chucked them, and along with most of the football cards that I had a few baseball cards, but not many. I mean, John had more, but yeah, I don't know. They just got chucked, so it is what it is.
Yeah,
but
yeah, I would like to buy packs. I mean, if they just weren't always sold out. I mean, I mean that, you know. I mean, I do like the thrill of like being like, oh man, what's going to be in here? Because I've opened packs where I've gotten like a Travis Kelce, numbered in, I think it's numbered in 99, and it's a game worn jersey card.
There you go. Yeah.
You know, so I mean, and I also got, which I was, this is horrible, but I got a Henry Ruggs. I don't know if you guys know who Henry Ruggs is, but
sounds familiar.
from the Raiders. He was the guy that was in the car going 150 miles per hour. And
Oh.
yeah. And yeah. So, yeah. And, so now he's in jail for God knows how long. But I got an autographed and game worn patch, like numbered to, I think it was numbered to 11 or something.
Oh wow.
Oh, wow.
Mhm.
Yeah, and I was like, "Oh man, this is awesome!" Like I was like, "He's got such upside," and then all of a sudden, the next season, done. I'm like, "Oh well, there we go."
See, and that's the thing too. It's like if card collectors take into account game worn, player worn, color match,
Yep.
jersey number if it matches the number on the
Jersey
card,
Yeah.
sticker signed, card signed.
Yeah.
It's like I had no clue about any of this stuff.
Oh yeah, there's a
That's
lot.
why I just go, ooh, this one's shiny and I like it.
Yeah.
They're all shiny nowadays.
That's
Yeah,
true.
it's
That's
shiny.
true.
Got
Now
that
you're
one,
looking
you
for those
got red,
numbers.
white, blue.
It's
Yeah,
to me, it's
you really have to buy what you like because anything can happen. Look at like Wander Franco. I mean, he had a card that sold for like $50,000 that sold after the incident for like $1,000.
right.
I pulled 2 of his rookie cards. I have 2 of his rookie cards.
There you go.
Trash.
Yeah.
Now it's a bookmark. No, I'm just kidding.
At least you didn't spend $50,000 on it.
No, it's true. I think
Yeah,
I
but-
spent $5 for the pack.
If you're spending $50,000 on a baseball card, I think you got, you're pretty good with money.
I'm sure
This
that
is not the
doesn't
background.
really matter.
I'm not
but,
going to have this background if I'm spending.
but imagine just
$50,000.
burning $50,000 because that's essentially what he did.
Yeah. Yeah.
Anybody who has that kind of money still doesn't want to burn $50,000.
But to me, that's what gets me about the pack ripping. Like this Bowman U is coming up, the 1 of 1, LeBron and his son. That
Yeah.
card I think would probably go for $2 million, probably.
Wow.
I don't
Are they-
know.
Are they standing
don't
beside each
think
other in
so.
jerseys or something? I mean,
LeBron's in his high school jersey and Bronny is in his USC jersey.
jersey.
And
there-
LeBron
It's a
hasn't signed
one-on-one,
anything
but
in a long time.
It's a 1 of 1.
you know what that card to me would be like? It'd go for $2 million, and then 2 years from now would go for $100,000 because Bronny's not going to be shit.
Really? You don't think so?
But too, this is the first.
Hell no.
Doesn't he have a heart issue or something?
Yeah,
Or-
he had a heart attack.
I mean, he has issues, medical issues. So
No,
he
that
might
happened,
have
and
a
then
short career. I mean, that can happen.
I
And
remember
that's
when
not
that
why.
happened.
He's just not that good.
Yeah,
No,
I mean, just because
His brother's going to be better, to be honest with you.
That's what I hear.
His brother is way better.
Yeah.
I think he is good.
is he
Yeah, I
brawny
think that's what
too?
I'm saying.
No.
His name is Bryce.
Bryce.
Bryce
His name is
Bronny?
Bronny.
Are you shitting
Bronny's
me?
The old.
Oh my
Bryce.
god!
Bryce James.
Right? I
Okay.
think and he's got a daughter too, right? Is it
Mine
3 kids?
frozen?
He's got 5 kids. I don't know. But I mean, he hasn't signed anything in a while, and this is the first thing he signed in 20 years, probably. Right?
Yeah, it's been a while.
But now he's got the deal with Fanatics, so that might be coming back. It's just so weird. I mean,
Oh, Nick, I'm sorry, real quick, bro. You know how you were naming things like that you don't like, that you're learning about with cards now? Have you also heard of like case hits?
yeah,
I mean,
I hit one not too long last month or the month before with Apollo Boncaro 1 of 1 in Mosaic.
but there are case hits that aren't numbered. Like I got I get okay, so you know how they have Don Russ has press proof, like
Right.
they do the press proof and it's like what is it, like red or green, and they have different colors, but
Mhm.
they do a black
Right.
and not many. Like, I mean, I don't, and so I hit one of those before, right?
Mhm.
And but the player at the time, I'm like, ew. But now he's not doing too bad. But it was Jared Goff. It was Jared Goff
Okay.
with the Rams.
Oh.
And it was a black press proof and like I used to do those shows where like they'd rip it for you and then they'd mail you.
Mhm.
That's
know?
the other thing. Yep. The breaks they call them.
Yep,
Yeah.
the breaks. Yeah, I used to do it. I like when they're like, hey, you want to buy a pack? Not all right. You only get this team, or like, or you only get the this whatever
Mhm.
like no, just let me buy a pack. I just want to buy one pack, like, and then rip that pack. Take care, Kyle.
Well, I think that's a format that they do, but the ones I've seen is like you randomly bid on a random team,
Yeah,
and if it comes out that you get all of those cards for that team,
Hmm.
or you get nothing.
nothing. Yeah,
So which is crazy to me. That's truly gambling right there. That I
yeah,
can
that
do.
that's insane.
Those people are crazy.
That's why I'd rather. That's why, like I said, like I never want. I hated doing those because it's like, they'll be like, all right, let's see, and then it's like, okay, you got one card, and it's the guy who's the guy coming off the bench. Like,
Mhm.
huh?
Right.
Who's this Dave Attenborough? No, I'm just kidding. like who's this guy? Like Carl Hangsnorfer. Like
Yeah.
center, backup center, and it's like, cool. I just paid about $150 for that card.
Yeah.
X.
For Tingus Pingus.
No thanks. No thanks.
Yeah, so
I guess I'm
Yeah.
not a gambler with that stuff.
it's
No.
ridiculous. I mean, I see some people dropping
Nick is, but not me.
huge
I
money
am.
on a team.
I am, but I'd like to buy a whole box of Prism at $1,000. I couldn't do it. I couldn't do it. I would spend 300 on a box.
Ooh, nice. That's a nice
You know,
box.
because I'm not losing too much. But the potential for a $2,000 card is there also.
I don't know. You might be losing too much on You might be.
No, well, I mean if I keep listening to you like I did with the Wemby card, I'm gonna be broke soon. But
Yeah.
I disagree. I strongly disagree with that. It's like it's kind of like the Invincible book I was telling you about. Like there's going to be more to come out, so you knew that card was going to go down just because it had just released.
Right.
But that's not the goal for me. That card has potential. Like that Invincible had no potential because more were going to come out and that's it. But Wemby could be it, man. Wemby is fucking Wilt Chamberlain mixed with Kevin Durant. There's nobody else like him.
all right, so let's see. What does a Kevin Durant rookie go for? Let's see. What player would you consider aside from LeBron?
What would
Would
I
be-
consider what?
Who's the
Would
next
be
biggest
like
card?
top, like would be the biggest rookie card you would want to get.
That I'd want to get?
Like we were
Like
talking
that-
the other day, like Kawhi Leonard, champion, probably
wouldn't
going
want
to the
Kawhi.
Hall of Fame. His rookie card is what? $50?
Not shit.
Yeah, I guess maybe. I mean,
Most players aren't shit.
Let's see. Steph.
but I
Steph
guess
is one. Steph is big.
it also depends on what kind of card. Are you just doing like a base rookie card, or are you talking about like
Yeah.
I mean,
Yeah,
there's
that matters too, for sure.
yeah, some of these guys now, it's ridiculous. You get some of these rookies and their autographed cards and stuff. I know back in the 90s, early 2000s, they barely did anything like that, and now every card shines and glitter and
Crap.
this and that.
This guy is 7'4". Is that who you're talking about?
Yeah.
Oh my goodness,
Jeez.
you should see him dribble.
He is incredible.
He's so tall. He
Like,
makes you
literally-
look short, Tyler.
Steph literally changed the game.
Yeah,
He
Yeah.
made the NBA what it is today. And his 2009-2010 rookie card, $450. His
And
base
then- base
base.
graded at what, a 10?
That's a lot. That's
Rated
a
out of
lot,
10.
though.
Rated out of 10.
Graded at 10. Yeah.
That's for sure a lot.
Are you talking about
Well,
Steph
I
Curry?
mean, I mean, that's not a bad. I mean, I mean, I
But
would.
think about how many
Yeah.
base cards there are. I mean,
But no, he's saying
Wemby's
it's graded
potential
at
is
10.
higher than all of these people.
But he's saying
So
it's
we'll
graded at
say
a 10.
base
Yeah.
card 10.
I want a Spud Webb card. I'm going the other direction. I want
You could definitely get a Spud Webb.
the smallest guy in the NBA. I want the Spud Webb card.
You don't want like an MC Hammer card, Digger Jim, or a
I want the Spud Webb or the God, who was that other one? I think Steve Nash was kind of small too.
Muggsy Bogues, you talking about?
Muggsy Bogues, yeah, Muggsy Bogues.
Well, the crack ice.
Oh,
Oof.
I was
That's-
excited about this. Tyler will tell you. He said
excited.
he said this is a long-term hold.
Yeah, I wouldn't sell that for a long time.
See, he
How
doesn't
would it
look
look?
7'4"
Can you make
there.
yourself big real quick?
Yeah, and big in
The
yourself.
thing is,
I wanna-
the thing is that
I
this
wanna see how
card,
centered this is.
this card topped out at, I think it was like the first week, the first 2 days, it was selling. See, like he's not centered.
There we go. What's the back look like?
Is it not centered? I mean, I can't really tell.
I mean, but what would you do? Like where, like you talk about the middle of his head has to be under the U? Is that what
No,
it
no,
is?
no, 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 no. You see that big block, like the block that he's in?
Yeah.
It could be a little bit to the left, or it could be to the right.
Do you
or it
not
could
know
be
what
up.
centered is, Nick?
No, what I'm talking about, yeah, and you're talking like 60-40. You're talking about the space in between here and here.
Bingo.
But
Exactly.
I'm talking about like from here. They don't count that. They count
No.
top and bottom. They worry more. They worry more about the front than they do about the back center.
But they'll still take off for the back
Yeah.
if
They
it's
still
not
will
centered.
if it's terrible.
That
But
looks
I-
centered to me.
terrible.
Obviously, it's just
But-
on camera, but
I thought it was the subject, not just the art in between. But my point is, this was
his head
$1,100 the first couple of days it dropped. The more I think about it,
that's because there were like 15 of them available.
right?
Yeah.
But the more I think about it, this card will probably never hit that peak again.
Yeah, I feel like you
po-
should.
It might not.
You should have
but-
taken one of them and sold. I mean, if that's the same
No,
card,
this-
you should have taken one of them and sold.
This is the only one I got.
Well, what's
He
that?
also might
Oh, that's a
be
different one.
exactly what I said and might be the next Durant Wilt Chamberlain combo, win 5 MVPs in a row. And
Yeah.
I mean, he's putting up numbers that are just ridiculous. Like, I mean, he's having 5 blocks. I mean, he steals the ball. He gets assists. I mean, it's insane.
he had just had the youngest triple double ever. He's playing like 20 minutes a game
Yeah,
with
they're talking about
trash
already-
cans.
Yeah,
Me
they're
and
talking-
Nick might have been out there with it.
It's
They're
true.
they're talking already about trading to get Trae Young to pair him up with.
That would be.
Could you imagine?
Anybody would be better than what he has.
Sochan? Yeah, they're not even
Did he go to he was in San Antonio?
San Antonio. Yep.
Yeah.
Is that because what was the other French dude that played at San Antonio?
Tony Parker.
Tony Parker.
No,
It doesn't sound French at all.
No, they wound
It's
up.
Tony Parker.
They wound up getting just look. They had a shitty year last year. The past couple of years, so they wound up getting
They-
first draft.
Tony
And
Parker
everyone's saying
scored with Eva Longoria.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
He could. Who gives a shit what he did on the court? He scored with Eva Longoria. He was fine. Oh my god.
Everyone's saying Chet Holmgren's going to be rookie of the year.
Yo,
Which
he's a beast too.
He is a beast for sure. I see his potential's like Dirk-ish. Maybe he could be a little better because he's better defensively, which obviously is like an all-time great.
Y'all are making me have to watch.
But
the Pro.
compare Dirk to KD and Wilt Chamberlain combined. These are not in the same stratosphere.
right?
No.
It's not close. And I just watched Chet play last night against the Lakers. I forgot he was on the floor for like 90% of the game. He fucking sucked. He looked terrible.
Yeah.
Who's
I don't
Anthony
know.
LeBron
They got
ate
a
him
squad.
alive.
They got a little squad though.
Yeah, they do. Imagine if switch Wembanyama and Chet. Imagine that.
That'd be redonk. I mean, because what's his name? Shane Gilgeous-Alexander.
He is. Yeah, he's an MVP candidate in my eyes this year.
Oh, for sure.
Man,
And
is
which
he-
team is this, Tyler?
The Thunder.
The Thunder.
Oklahoma City Thunder.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I like them. But how about Minnesota Timberwolves too? Anthony Edwards.
That's because of the Jordan gene.
I
you
still
see
don't
that?
know how good
Dude, he
is.
looks just like him.
Did you see that picture where they got half
Yeah.
of Jordan's face and half of his face, and it's like it's essentially the same.
And it's at the same age, which is just weird that it matches up so identical. It blows my mind. But yeah, that kid's a monster too. He should be a household name if he isn't already. But I mean, Anthony Edwards is.
I don't know. I think Wemby's a little bit better. I think, and I haven't watched Chet play that much, but I think just in terms of his ability with the ball,
He's so
and
skinny.
I think he's going to change the game. Especially if the game is close, if somebody tries to get a 3-pointer up, it's impossible with that guy.
Yeah, he blocks
yeah.
threes all the time.
Yep.
Impossible.
That's the one thing, like, honestly, when it comes to just watching sports, I could have steered you wrong with that Wemby card because I understand what this level is. It's kind of like Shohei Ohtani. People talk like, oh, he's good. And then you hear the baseball people say like he's the best baseball player that's ever existed and will ever exist because he is. And like he got hurt at the end of last year and his cards like got cut in half in price. Like all these people are stupid.
Yeah.
But he had Tommy John surgery, right? Is that what he had?
Yeah.
And most of the time, people come back better.
This is his second one. But in reality, if he retired already, he would still be one of the best players of all time. That's the level we're talking.
Yeah, he's definitely he's another level. Just like how like Wemby, I mean, the man could honestly be. He's a 7-foot guy who could play guard.
Really?
Player can play
He has
guard.
an 8-foot wingspan.
Does he go up and? I mean, the biggest thing is like running. Those guys running up and down the court, though. I mean,
I've literally seen him take one step from the 3-point line and then dunk the ball.
Yeah.
Wow. All right,
Earlier this year,
I'm gonna have to go watch some of his stuff.
It's insane. Earlier this year, the Lakers were like killing the Spurs, and at the end of the game, he made 3 threes in the last 2 minutes of the game. They were down 1 point. Like, what is happening?
See, I would love to watch that. That's
7'4" guy making these threes. He's insane.
Yeah.
Like he's looking at Rudy Gobert, who was Defensive Player of the Year at 7'2".
Yeah.
Yeah, and he makes him
He's
look
looking
little.
down at it.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yep.
So,
wow.
but to me, it's like to collect the other stuff I don't have any interest in. Like I'll buy just to see what it's all about. Like I was thinking about buying Topps Chrome for baseball. And I'm like,
You
I
said
don't
you
know.
don't like collecting baseball.
Yeah, I'm like, there's so many different players. I don't know.
Yeah, I don't. You know, I bought
like Yankees. Like my goal in baseball is to have like
team.
everybody for like the 96 team. Their 96 cards would be cool. But I don't know. Basketball I do because I like it. I enjoy it. I know whose game is close to my own and I like. So
yeah, I like to stay with my teams too. Like I collect Martin Brodeur from the Devils.
Martin Brodeur.
Yeah, so I mean, I like to stay with a lot of my own team. Some Aaron Judges, but
Oh yeah, love Aaron Judge.
unless you get, like I'm not a Cowboys fan, but I mean, I got a CD Lamb red press proof rookie card right here.
Yeah, there you go.
There you go.
I don't mind
That got
having
cut in half after
Yes.
this weekend.
Oh well, they stopped. They stopped.
It doesn't matter. Everyone on the Cowboys, man. There's so many Cowboys haters. It's insane.
How many World Series they had in that time?
What, 90?
best lineup ever.
One of the best plays ever against the Oakland A's. Yeah, with Jeter taking that cutoff.
That was awesome. That was so awesome.
We had Golden Thong Jason Giambi back then, wasn't it?
Yep. Yeah.
Mark McGuire, Jose Canseco.
That was the 80s, late 80s.
It's all the same.
That's right.
It's all Royd City.
Talk about juiced up.
All roids.
Royd City. Here we go.
All right.
Oh
I
my
have to ask,
God.
you guys have been a little bit more experienced than me. Any tips for a fledgling card collector?
It's just
I
like
got nothing
comics. You
because
need
I
to
don't.
collect what you like, because
Yeah.
if you get stuck with it, if you plan to sell it or whatever, you better like that card. That's really what it is.
Yeah, see, and I'm like you, Tyler. I have no desire. I mean, like I said, I've got these West Ham cards that are probably going to go to
Mhm.
Ruben because he's the only one I know that has said West Ham are the best. And I'm like, well, then I'm sending them to you, buddy, because I think they suck. And
Yeah,
That's
it's funny that
but
there's just
if
that many cards that I want.
right,
And then how
That
many you need?
many cards I don't want.
yeah,
Those are all the those are all your base?
Those are all base. That's how much. That's how
Dude.
much of a rampage I've been on.
You want to know something cool that I've learned about base cards? If you're up to doing it, but I talk to a lot of guys, and what they do is they donate them to like children's hospitals or for kids and stuff because the kids don't know.
Yeah,
yeah.
that's what
you
I
can
was
get a-
thinking about doing. Just
You can
leaving
get
them
a
at the
base.
LCS.
Yeah, you get a base Zion, right? And to you, it's nothing. But to the kid goes, I got a Zion. You know what I mean? Like,
No,
like
I think
so-
even the kid would be like, man, that guy doesn't play.
yeah,
That guy needs to quick.
Uh,
yeah.
you got to slip in a good card in there so they all freak out. Holy crap! I got a good one here.
But
Some
yeah, I mean, there's a
Pokemon
couple
cards.
that I want to get into. I don't know how expensive they're going to be, but they have all these memorabilia cards now or relics. They got pieces of sneakers now also.
Oof.
I don't know how long they've had it, but they put those into cards.
Some of those
now,
are amazing.
Yeah.
along with jerseys and other game used stuff. So
Do you have a card shop, Nick?
Mhm.
Do you have a card shop by you, like a
yeah,
card
actually, they're the LCS I went to for comics deals, I'd say 70-30 cards. Like the guy has behind the countertop, he actually has the framed Honus Wagner that was hanging in Cooperstown, the painting.
wow.
Not the card, but a painting of the card. That's like
Right,
worth
yeah.
30 grand.
Wow.
He's got a whole set of 86 Fleer now graded basketball stuff.
That's a big thing.
Yeah, it just it does crazy. So I go with them and I deal with them. That's who actually kicked it off for me, this whole collecting thing. So yeah, I go over there. I might check out a few other ones, but for the most part, I've been buying cards, some singles off eBay, and then I've been doing what I find at Walmart. Not going too crazy. So,
I gotcha.
That's the way.
Yeah, but it's like how Tyler said, collect what you want more, more than anything. But I know but I know that you also like to sell. So, I mean,
Nick is don't
in-
let this become when you get stuck with all those comic book slabs. That's what you need to be careful of, Nick.
but for me, it's
you
like
did that. You did it already.
oh, I'm going through that now. Yeah, for sure. But it's different spec. It's different spec.
I like it myself because I get to buy them from him.
I'm more apt.
Nick
I'm
goes,
more
"I'll give you
apt-
this $50." Yes, I'll take it.
I'm more apt to buy to sell something that I got real quick as far as basketball goes. Like I'm not going to hold it,
Yeah,
waiting to see what happens. Like with Wemby, I'm going to hold it, but I like Wemby. The other stuff I don't care about really.
Yeah.
I'm not going to say, hey, I'm going to spend $1,000 on a Halliburton card because he's going to be the greatest, and that's I'm not doing that with basketball cards.
no.
Comics is a little different.
yeah.
Yeah, that's why, like I said, like when I collect, I just collect anything that like you saw all my weird shit. I like all kinds of weird shit.
Right.
But I also like sports too. But a lot of the cards that I got were because I bought packs and I ripped packs.
Yeah.
I used to do a card show with Phil's Treehouse, Chris from
Yeah.
Cardboard Crazies, BMAC Breaks, a couple other people, and we used to be called the Bench Warmers. And we used to, I used to buy packs as we do the show. So I ended up I was doing that, and I was getting a bunch of cards. So so now I have a bunch of these different cards that I wish I can get rid of, but I got like a Jordan Love rookie in here, a couple Hurts rookies, and they all got cut in half, right?
Sell
Tyler?
that Jordan Love ASAP.
Yeah, sell the Jordan Love right now. Yo, Nick,
his
we'll talk
card's
backstage.
going
No, I'm
up.
just kidding.
Who's the other one? TJ Stroud now too, right?
CJ.
Oh,
CJ.
CJ, yeah.
I
Yeah,
wish
like one
I
of
had
the
a
guys I
CJ
hate.
Stroud.
But
Real
yeah,
quick, funny story about CJ Stroud.
Card of the week
Brian,
when
if
they
you're
both
still
lose
here,
here.
yeah, Brian LCS, if you're still here, thank you again for dropping CJ Stroud and me picking him up on the waiver wire in fantasy football. So I just want to say thank you again for that, because he'll be my keeper for the next 3 years.
let's see. Texans, Ravens. So we got TJ and Lamar Jackson, right? Jordan Love and Purdy. Those are two more cards you should sell before the end of the week.
Yep, I know. Now I got to list it right now. Let me get it out.
Yeah, Baker Mayfield, Jared Goff. Those two also.
Oh,
But
yeah, I'll
I
sell those.
don't
rookies.
think anyone cares about them, but you could try to sell.
But I mean, people are going to hold
cold.
on to
Okay,
Mahomes.
so give me your prediction for the Super Bowl, Tyler. Who's going to play who?
Probably the 49ers, right? I mean, it's easy to say Baltimore and the 49ers because they're the two best.
I don't see 49ers beating the Packers this weekend.
Yeah, I don't either.
Oh,
I
do.
would say they get walloped.
I
Yeah,
don't know
I
about
think
Wallop,
I
but
think the other way around.
I don't know.
Packers got gifted a win by the trashiest NFL franchise that's ever existed. So keep that in mind.
But
okay.
they're
Dak
so
Prescott was throwing touchdowns to the wrong team.
Well,
Jordan
Love still put up 3
if he wouldn't have
touchdowns.
thrown so many, they actually came back in that game. They could have won. He played so bad that they still couldn't come back, even though they were at the end of the game.
Yeah, but they took all their starters out. That's what
I
happened.
understand. I'm not saying, but all I'm saying
had to
is
put 'em back
I
in.
don't count any Cowboy game as a real game. Cowboys are terrible.
Yeah, no, it's true.
Okay, so you're saying Niners and Ravens.
Yeah, I guess that's who I'd pick. NFL can go anyway, unless it's the Cowboys, then they're losing.
Yeah, I don't know. I feel like the Ravens definitely have something special this year. But
Yeah, I don't know.
What do you think?
I don't know. Let's see.
I don't think the 49ers have it this year, but I could be wrong. And
Yeah, they might not. It's who knows.
I also don't know about. I mean, I watched that Tampa Bay game, and I was like, were they just that good, or was you know what I mean? Like, it just it's the same
hard
thing.
to say.
Like, were they that good, or was the other team that bad?
Well, I mean, a major factor, to be honest with you, is AJ Brown not being out there for the Eagles. I don't, I mean, he didn't finish the Giants game, and the Giants put a hurting on them too, and they were garbage this year. So, I mean,
I think something had to have happened in that locker room 6 weeks ago, where they just imploded. You know, because you don't go
mentally. Something did happen because they were on point for a long time.
Yeah.
Ever since that Chiefs game, they started playing like crap. They beat the Chiefs and thought that was it. That's all they needed to do because they lost to them in the Super Bowl. And then for some reason they won what? Or they lost 6 of the last 7 games.
Yeah. Yeah.
But
something happened mentally. I mean, I feel like that's. Do you believe that a team could have the what do they call it? The case of the yips, where they just collectively can't seem to. That's kind of the way I feel with my soccer team right now. I'm like, you guys last year could not. I mean, you were kicking that ball into the goal like it was nobody's business. This year, it's like they forget how to play as a
Chris
team.
Paul is on.
Pardon me?
Yeah.
Any team Chris
Players-
Paul is on.
I mean, that's basically like the last 3 years of the Lakers that I've watched. It's like they sign all these people that are good, and then they can't shoot the ball all of a sudden.
Right. I think it's like I told my wife, I said, I think they've got a case of the yips, man. They don't. I don't know. That stuff drives me nuts.
A lot of these sports, a lot of these athletes are superstitious too. I mean, and who knows, something like the Eagles. Remember Big Don? Remember that whole thing with him, Big Dom, and he got in a fight with like one of the players or something, and he had to be taken off the field for the Eagles, and then that's like the whole downfall was from there. So I mean, who knows? One thing in the locker room can dismember an entire team.
Sure.
Because they'll overthink things. Like, I mean, I played sports growing up. I'm not, I didn't play as a like professionally as an adult or anything. But at the same time, you still experience stuff like when I played in championship games or anything like that. I mean, you do get into your head, or you know what I mean. And then
absolutely, I like to remind that every time. I was like, God, this is a championship. You strike out today, this is it. Every time I got to first base, everyone on the bases got to hear that from me.
All right, so let's go through football picks for this weekend, and then we'll head out. Texans, Ravens. Tyler, who you got?
Ravens, I guess. God, if CJ Stroud beat the Ravens, that'd be insane.
Yeah.
Talk about card prices going up. His card prices would be going up.
Yeah.
It's supposedly raised one box to like $500 a box now. Jim, how about you?
I think the Ravens have. Yeah, I think they've got it locked in. I think they have something special this year. They're definitely going to the Super Bowl.
Yeah. What about you, Roscoe?
Give me the rookie, baby. He's having the best rookie season out of any rookie quarterback. If you look it up, he has 5 interceptions. 5 interceptions for a rookie and 23 touchdowns and over 4,000 yards.
I'm not saying it's not going to be an easy. I mean, it's not going to be a walk in the park for him. But
give me the Texans. They're on a high. Do you remember when Colorado Rockies made the playoffs that year and they went all the way to the World Series?
They won like 19 games in a row to make the playoffs. Yeah, I do remember that.
So if a team is that hyped and they won the division from being a team that had 3 wins last year, 2 wins. I mean, horrible. I think they had 2 wins last year.
Right.
Winning the division this year, they're hyped. DeMeco Ryans is a phenomenal head coach, and I see the Texans upsetting the Ravens. Give me that this weekend.
All right, so the 2 old guys are taking the Ravens. The 2 younger guys are taking the Texans. How about Packers, Niners? I'm going with the Niners on this one.
Niners.
I like the Packers better. That's just me.
Sorry, Taylor. How about you? How about you, Roscoe?
I got to go Packers here for another upset. Brock Purdy is not a good quarterback. I don't care what anyone says. He is a lucky quarterback, and he has Christian McCaffrey, Deebo Samuel, Brendan Ayuk, George Kittle. I mean, come on, put me out there, and I'll put his kind of same numbers as him. But anyway, no, Packers win.
So now we're split, top and bottom. All right, next one, Buccaneers.
Buckers. I'm taking the Buckers.
Buccaneers and the Lions. Roscoe, who you taking, Bucks or the Lions?
Buckers, man. No, I got Detroit all day.
Jim?
I want Detroit because I have to go with them because I don't know if Tampa Bay won that game or the Eagles sucked so bad at that game.
Eagles couldn't make a tackle in that game to save their freaking life.
Yeah, I'm sorry. Yeah. So I'm got to go with Detroit.
Yep. All right. Yeah, I'm going the Lions also. I've been on their bandwagon since last year. And
I wish I could say Buckers just because you called them that, but definitely the Lions. Jared Goff he's on a revenge tour after getting traded and then they won the Super Bowl. He's going to do the same thing. He's going to the Super Bowl.
Wouldn't that be
he wants to anyway.
He makes me worried when he makes plays like he did in the fourth quarter where he kind of threw it backwards like this.
Oh,
yeah.
That's horrible. That was
that's-
hilarious too.
This game I'm really clueless about because I think it can go either way. How about Chiefs and Bills?
Yeah, I don't
That's
know.
a big
Oof.
one.
This is my toughest one.
I don't think you can tell which Bills are going to show up, and
Yeah.
for some reason, I think the Chiefs are just snake bitten this year. I think they're going to get in their own way, and I can't tell. I don't know.
Okay,
You'll have to
so
make-
I gotta
I-
just say it's in Buffalo.
It's in
Is
Buffalo.
it? All right.
Yeah,
Buffalo
it's
is
in
Buffalo's weather has just been absolutely atrocious.
That doesn't phase Kansas City, guys. I mean, it freezes there. Tell him.
Well,
Tell
and-
him.
and-
Freezes
And that's
there.
what I wanted to say because they just played what -7 degrees.
Yeah,
I mean,
Yeah.
That's not
So-
even going to be a factor.
that's what I'm trying to say. That's why this is such a difficult one because I would think if someone's coming into Buffalo, like
Miami, or somebody like that.
but man, I got to. You know what? I'm gonna go Buffalo.
You know, just because of home field advantage, I'm going to go that way too.
Tyler?
Yeah.
I think the only reason I think this is because Patrick Mahomes owns the Bills. I think the Chiefs.
Yeah,
Really?
I think the Chiefs too.
Okay.
I think their experience of being that game they played last year was phenomenal too.
Oh
Just
yeah.
hoping something like that. But let's see how it pans out. Let's see how it pans out. Like my card picks. Let's see how they pan out. But
Yeah. Because I have a feeling, to be honest with you, Dolphins could have won that game if it wasn't -7 degrees.
well,
That's the only
But
thing.
like I said to Nick, last week, I was like, now's the time to buy all these quarterbacks who are out of the playoffs and stuff. If they got beat, if you want to buy cards, all of those quarterbacks are completely forgotten about right now.
Mhm.
yep.
Yeah.
We are just about to kick it. Stay tuned. I don't know if Mark is going live with his Tuesday comic show. I hope he's feeling a little bit better. But you guys have been part of the first card collecting uncensored between the lines with four.
You need to
nerds.
add digging in there somewhere.
Yeah.
Digging. We need to add that. It's great.
The next one.
Ignacio, where's Ignacio? We miss Ignacio.
But yeah, thanks for the chat coming out. Appreciate you guys for all the advice. And I don't know, with all the stuff I've been buying, maybe we'll make this a regular thing.
There you
Yeah,
go.
maybe next time we'll show stuff or show latest pickups or
There you go.
Like what I do.
rip something. Nick can buy everyone like a $400 box, and we can each rip one.
Yes, it'd be that, Nick. I'll do it.
I did rip
Me
cards. didn't I? I might
Well,
have
there
the
you go. Mark
I have-
can come on. Mark just got a big pickup.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
Uh,
we could card collecting while insomnia takes us uncensored between the lines while we're digging with four nerd. All right. Anyway,
Jesus.
All right.
okay. Thank you guys. We'll see you later. Maybe I'll have an intro and outro next time too.
Ooh.
I'll make it.